So we did it. 100,000 subscribers right here at Megapath Presents. Now, I told you guys before, I did record a video previously where I started talking about the future goals for Megapath Presents as far as off of YouTube and on YouTube, as far as different things with the website and social media. And it was like a 55-minute video. Anyway, the file, I guess it got corrupted somehow, because if you open the like the memory card tray on this, something happens. I don't even know why. The first time, and I don't know, maybe it's something else, but the first time it literally erased one of my videos altogether. This time I guess I did that too, but now when I go to render it, it's giving me a file with a little fold down instead of giving me like an MP4. Maybe it's something with my software. Maybe I got a glitch somewhere. Long story short, I will eventually upload a video discussing some of my thoughts and opinions on that, because it has a lot to do with YouTube Red and this channel growing and things we can actually do and actually accomplish. Because when you look at Hollywood, you see Hollywood in one big flaw for entertainment, as far as like us consumers looking forward to that entertainment, is Hollywood, it seems like it's overly focused about reaping the rewards of a franchise, you know. So they look for the remakes, reboots, they look for, you know, comic books, they look for stuff that has a built-in fan base. And that's not always wrong, or I'm not saying it's wrong to pick like a comic book that's popular and make a movie out of it. I'm not saying that at all. It just feels more and more like they're focusing so heavily on that new and original creative ideas aren't being made, and I feel like they don't want to take the risk. Because look, if they can invest this much money into something that has a built-in fan base already, why should they bother wasting their time on this original thing that might flop? It might completely flop. But then again, you think about it, you could actually create a brand new franchise, something totally new. And you see that The Walking Dead is a perfect example of how you can create new franchises this day and age. Well, the point is, I feel like we can do that as YouTubers on YouTube, utilizing YouTube Red. I feel right away that YouTube Red one day has the potential to be respected like Netflix. Years ago, Netflix was just this company you rented movies from. It was the blockbuster where you didn't have to leave your home. They just sent it to you in a DVD in the mail. That's it. I remember you could either get one DVD or you could get 3 DVDs and keep sending them back and getting them, yada, yada, yada. That's all it was. Now you have Netflix. When you say that, you think of the original content. You think of your favorite Netflix show. I think of Bloodline, which is an incredible show. I think of House of Cards, which is wildly entertaining. I think of Daredevil, and I'm looking forward to Punisher coming. There's all this stuff now that Netflix has done. Their successes have rebranded Netflix in a more respectful light. You can do that with YouTube Red. Now, I took a quick glance at some of the things YouTube Red has to offer, and I will say that it feels like they sometimes took the easy way out. Like, okay, look at this person has millions and millions of subs. We're just going to take all, this person's popular in, you know, some TV show. We're going to mash them all together. We'll make this movie, a quick script, yada, yada, yada. But it feels like the generic movies that you would watch, like the independent movies back in the day. It feels like those where Jean-Claude Van Damme used to be real big, and then once he fell off, you would have to go rent like his B movie that you never heard of. Even though you're a Jean-Claude Van Damme fan, you understand and realize that, yeah, this is shit film, you know, it's a shit movie. I feel like right now YouTube Red is in that pool where it says, we got your popular characters, but it's shit entertainment, but because, you know, you are interested in those individuals, the actors or YouTubers or whoever, you'll watch it anyway, those built-in fan bases. I'm hoping that one day YouTube Red can surpass that and actually make content that can be respected. Listen, if I'm missing something, let me know and I'll definitely go watch it. I joined YouTube Red because I wanted to see what it was about, and immediately I absolutely loved it, because alone, no ads. Now again, I will look into the pros and cons, because I want to support. If I have to sit through ads, I don't care. I'm not going to use ad block. I'm not doing any of that. I want to support content creators. I think some of the arguments are ridiculous. Yes, if a YouTuber, like I started with Let's Talk, right? If I made my channel a YouTube Red channel and you had to pay a subscription to get my Let's Talk, be pissed at me. Yes, be pissed at me. Never watch me again. But if I invented a new show and went on YouTube Red, and I'm still doing this, but created a new show, I don't see the logic in that. I'm not even going to say names, but I'm not a big fan of a certain individual, one of the bigger YouTubers, who went over to YouTube Red and did some program there, and a lot of people were hating on him, and I just couldn't see the logic behind it, because I grew up loving Will Smith on Fresh Prince, right? Then he went and did a movie with the Bad Boys, and I saw the trailer and I was so excited for the movie. I didn't bitch about having to pay a movie ticket, because it's a different form, it's a completely different piece of entertainment. I love him on The Fresh Prince, I can watch him on The Fresh Prince, but if he goes and does another project on a movie, in multiple movies, I will support him, because back then I was a huge fan of him, you know what I mean? That's how I see YouTube Red. If a YouTuber is successful on the platform, and then he does another project, that's not tied into his current project, I don't have any fuss with that. Yes, I will give it to you if I create a series on YouTube and then all of a sudden I take that series away and I put it on YouTube Red. Sure, be mad at them. At that point, I just don't care. But the reason I'm saying about new content and how this all ties together with YouTube Red and the potential, I'm not talking YouTube Red right now, should be respected like Netflix. I'm saying it has the potential. And I'm going to say this in a way that might come off as egotistical, like I can save YouTube Red. But let me clarify. If you hate my guts and I just have a face you want to punch, then picture a YouTuber you enjoy. Picture a YouTuber who you love their creativity and you will support them if they act in something, write something, direct something. If they do a project on YouTube Red, picture that YouTuber. Now I say that because I'm using myself as an example. I did a video a while back. If you're not a fan of this channel or a fan of The Walking Dead, or maybe you're new here, in the TV show The Walking Dead, I talked about a comic book character that has a burn on his face. Well, I did a video long before they ever wrote the script that they should introduce that character before he got burned, and then we'll show him burned later on after he goes missing for a few episodes. Now I did a video recently that's similar to that, where I talked about my creative ideas for a character named Negan, a villain, and his backstory with his wife and how he became to be the man he is now in the post-apocalyptic environment. Now here's the thing. I got so many positive comments and so much positive feedback of fans who wanted more creative ideas, fans who wanted to support them. And that's where I say, if you don't like me, you don't like my ideas, think of a different creator who you do. So if you can picture a creator you absolutely love and you want to support their creative ideas, the same with the people who hear my creative ideas on this channel and they love them. What if I was in the position, or what if I was able to pen a script? Let's do a 4 episodes, and with something like YouTube Red, you don't have to do, the normal series. We don't have to do 20 episodes. We don't have to do 8 episodes. We don't have to do 10 or 16, whatever the norm is for TV. We could make it up. Let's do 4 episodes. Let's do a Blizzard environment. Let's take 2 characters, 2 main characters, and we will have we will have other characters, but I'm spitballing an idea now. It's a Blizzard environment. Let's add some zombies, and I'm saying that obviously because this channel focuses heavily on the post-apocalyptic and the zombie genre. Obviously, that's my favorite genre, but let's just say I wanted to pen the pilot for this and then push the idea that maybe not right now. Just because I hit 100K doesn't mean we're making a fucking movie tomorrow or a TV show tomorrow. But possibly, if we can grow this and if we can unite, maybe in the future we can do our own little mini TV show. Now, even though I said zombies, a lot of people are going to think immediately, oh, you're just going to copy The Walking Dead. Right now, I will tell you, we'll modify the zombies in some way, shape, or form to make them absolutely different. Maybe instead of drunken zombies, we'll have them a little more focused. Maybe we'll have them hunched over. And I'm not saying we are doing this show. I'm using this as an example of where I see the potential. And I think it's great on YouTube because something that Hollywood has a hard time understanding, they take creative criticism on YouTube and in comment sections and from the fans, and a lot of times they take it as an insult. We see this all the time with products outside of YouTube that come to YouTube, and maybe you have, even as stupid as an unboxing video or a movie review, a lot of times they'll see these as just insults, they don't get it, yada yada yada. But I see this as serious potential, and I feel like a lot of YouTubers and creative minds in and around YouTube who are not tainted by the the Hollywood stuff. And I'll get into that in a whole different video, because that has a lot to do with if you want to get into Hollywood and write scripts, and if you want to direct and yada yada yada. They have a certain structure, they have certain rules. There's certain things that's absolutely dumb that you can't break those rules. That's why I keep saying that. But I feel like we have the potential in YouTube to actually utilize the constructive criticism to alter, change, to make better the product we put out, whether it's a little show or a skit. It can be all of the above. It could be every creative thing we do, every entertaining thing we do on YouTube. We can make those changes because we hear what the fans want. Now, with that said, and what this all has to do with anything, there's a lot of things I'm trying to do behind the scenes at Megapath Presents, where I'm starting out at some place small, like the Facebook group, for example. That's the Map fan family, and that's not fans of Map. That is, well, it's essentially fans of Map, but it's viewers of Map who are all together, me included, Map itself included. We are fans of whatever entertainment. You know what I mean? It could be this TV show, that TV show. We're here to discuss and discover. So I started the Facebook group. That will eventually transition over to not just leave Facebook, but go over to, in addition to, it will become a website where we will have a forum. The moderators that help me out on the Facebook, whoever is interested, who ever would want to transition over maybe to the forum to help moderate there, and then regular members. Like, you could become a viewer right now in on the video, and that's how a lot of the moderators got where they are. And I talk with them daily over at Facebook, you know what I'm saying, to help the flow. And things aren't perfect, things will never be perfect, but this is it's a daily exercise to make things as perfect as we can get them. But it all started with viewers, just regular viewers, and then we moved over to Facebook. Those viewers were active, they were cool, and they became moderators, and then they'll move up again to moderators on the forum, and then people with talents might move up. And that's where the heart of Megapath Presents really lie. The end goal with Megapath Presents has always been to create original content. We might start out with, and that's why I have tried to not been just a reviewer. We don't want to just review movies, review TV shows, and that's why I originally titled my reviews as Let's Talk, because the idea was let's talk about what we love, what we hate, what works, what doesn't. It's a series about talking about entertainment, because in the end, I truly believe that we can utilize this platform to discuss the pros and cons and make things better as far as entertainment. What are the problems with CGI? Just as an example, why doesn't it work? Why does it work? You know, why doesn't it work here? Why does it work there? I think all of that combined can make things better. So with that said, 2016 was to grow, and we grew. We hit our main goal, 100K. We are always going to stay focused on growth, but now we're going to transition the majority of our focus into expanding. And when we expand, we're going to get into games staying in the same genre as post-apocalyptic, basically like sci-fi horror. I say sci-fi, but not really fantasy. We're staying in the horror, post-apocalyptic, zombies, stuff like that. And we will expand into other things. Obviously, I reviewed Better Call Saul. Has nothing to do with sci-fi horror. So basically, 2017 will be expanding. Growth in 2016, expanding in 2017, and then after we expand, I want to absorb creative talent. And what that means is viewers and members, you know, Map family members in the Map family, if you draw good, if you want to direct, if you just want to do the sets or costume design, if you want to handle props, I mean, if you want to handle anything, we might potentially, and I don't want to sound crazy here, but we might potentially have the ability to utilize this platform, come together, utilize social media, and grow a tumor Hollywood. No, we can grow another mini, you know, extremely mini independent Hollywood where we are creating entertainment, whether it's skits, whether it's small ones, big ones. We could create little TV shows, mini ones. We have art, and the idea here is to showcase the art and showcase it through Megapath Presents, because it stays organized, but we can also pull members up. And I'm talking about down the road. I'm not talking about a month from now, 6 months from now. I'm talking about a few years from now. We might be able to take members in the Map family who can draw really good and kind of move them up and do the artwork for us. You know what I mean? Like a collaboration. I'm not talking about, that sounded so wrong. Do it for us. Do that for me. You know what I mean? Not like that at all. We were talking about showcasing their talents and abilities. And eventually, because I know that sounded so shitty, if the people who had talents, I am talking about if in the future, in a few years from now, we get it established like that and we do something that utilizes someone's ability, and if there is financial reward in that project, or product, then obviously we would be paying them for their contributions. You know what I mean? I don't want it to sound like you do the work for me. That sounded so wrong. But I am freestyling this. I don't have a teleprompter. I'm shooting right from the hip. I have a lot of passion in where Make a Path Presents can end up, and this has been a goal since before YouTube ever started. Make a Path Presents was originally a YouTube. It was originally a YouTube channel. Did you guys know that? Make a Path Presents was originally a website under a different name, but that's because it was eventually going to transition over into Make a Path Presents. Well, it had a different name, but we'll reveal that later on. Similar, but a little different. Anyway, and the idea was to grow a family of fans and utilize everyone's abilities and talents. Now, if you're someone who just wants to watch, you have a home. You just watch, you can judge, you can vote, you can give your thoughts, opinions, criticisms. That we need, somebody in every bracket. If you have different goals and aspirations and you just want to view the entertainment, that's awesome. We need a ton of you in order to make this work. And if you're someone who is an artist and you're like, fuck the traditional way to do it. I am an artist. I have this talent. I want to help. I want to contribute. And down the line, I don't have the specifics, but down the line, when we are able to utilize that talent, we can actually pluck the talent from the Map family. I love that idea. It's been that way ever since, and I could not do it good with the website, obviously, because the traffic was the killer. There was not a lot of traffic going to it. It was rather complex and difficult. With YouTube, when I actually practiced with dumpster dive videos, for anyone who doesn't know, and that was because my job at that point in time, I had 3 jobs at once, single dad with a 2-year-old, you know what I mean? Well, I was a single dad ever since she was a couple months old, but at that time, I had a 2-year-old to take care of, and the one job I had was doing deliveries, so I was able to. There was one point at the warehouse where we had to wait like an hour and a half, but you had to be there to punch in, so I would just wait, and it was in the downtown retail area, so everyone's gone. It's a ghost town, it's like an apocalypse all in itself. So we would go dumpster diving, and I know that sounds like nasty restaurant dumpster, but it's truly not. If you've ever seen a retail dumpster, a lot of them, since there was at this point in time new stores, a lot of them were clean. Some of them smelled great because they threw out candles and all this shit. Listen, that sounds off, but if you only knew what some retail dumpsters look like, your mind would be blown. There are so many different reasons that a lot of people I don't know if it's they lie or maybe they don't realize that this actually happens, and it happens so much, but there's so many different things where actual products that can be used, like perfectly fine products, are just thrown away. I mean, it's insane. I'll get into that in a whole nother discussion, or if you want to check out all the videos, I have at least 100 or 80 dumpster dive videos. They're all real. You could check out. We found brand new games. I mean, sealed shit. We found documents where they actually documented what they were throwing away and why. Some of it was to make room, just because the new stuff would sell faster because everything in there is real estate. I mean, it's insane. Anyway, long story short, I tested the YouTube format with the dumpster dive videos, always knowing we would transition into Let's Talk, always knowing we would transition from that point on into actually creating our own content. And the reason, in closing, the reason now we're openly discussing it is because the 100,000 goal was our first hint, our first sign that we might be able to do this. Now listen, we could crash and burn and Make a Path Presents will go away and never be anything. Or it could actually succeed. Even if it succeeds a little, I would be happy creating little independent, either skits or shorts or whatever you want to call them, little pieces of entertainment. And I say that, and I be general, because a lot of people, they think of just movies or blockbuster movies. They think of just TV shows and that certain structure. When you have something like a platform like YouTube, it doesn't have to be that. You can do a 2-minute, very impactful, very incredible short. just something that doesn't even have words in it. Your options are unlimited. You can create anything you wanted. You don't have to restrict it to a movie that's a screenplay that's 120 pages turned into a movie that's an hour and 20 minutes. You don't have to do shit like that. You can do anything as long as it is entertaining and people want to watch it, obviously. But with that said, I'm just going to keep rambling. This is yet again another long-ass video that was only supposed to be like a 10-minute. We hit 100K, thank you. But what the hell, here we go. If I do get that longer video to work, I did say a lot of the same things. I just went into a little bit more detail with how Hollywood does some things that I disagree with. Like, conflict is king, insane. Perfect example, episode 6 of The Walking Dead season 7. They have a character who gets shot at through the whole episode because conflict is king in Hollywood. They teach you that in screenwriting. They don't teach you that. They brainwash you that. I do agree with them to a certain degree, but the problem here is you take a character who can't be killed and you have all these people shoot at the character. It's silly and it's just incredibly sloppy, and I'm really disappointed they put that aspect into there. They could have written a incredibly intense episode and forgotten all about that whole gun chasing, not hitting anything bullshit. In the same episode, they have a zombie going to bite the girl, and another shooter, not one who missed all the time, but another shooter got the zombie's head. I just can't believe they put those two scenes in the same episode. It's just incredibly sloppy. Another thing, and they showcase this on The Walking Dead as well, and screenwriters anywhere who have taken even one course will know this, you don't ever have the characters talk about something the audience already knows. That is a huge, what? I understand the idea, but the problem is you now create really artificial dialogue. Like, there was a character, Daryl, who was with a character, Beth, and then she got taken. He explains this to another character, Rick, by saying simply, she was just gone, or something ridiculously dumb as that. And I see why. When I'm watching the episode, I know why they did that, but it's not realistic. And a lot of fans commented, what the fuck was he saying? Why would Daryl say something that dumb? Because it's so artificial and fake. But again, it's a rule in Hollywood, which it's a rule that I understand completely, but there's definitely different ways to add a sentence or two. Tell us a little bit of what we already know, but make it fleshed out, more realistic. Anyway, those are nitpicky minor examples of a lot of problems they have in Hollywood. Rom-com's another one, perfect. You want to see a rom-com, two characters that don't get along, they finally start getting along, they get attached, one or both of them do something dumb, they split up, then they realize the true love for each other, then they come and... then they come. End of story. Go watch a rom-com now. Go watch a lot of movies now, and you'll see that same structure. There's even talks about screenwriters, even popular screenwriters, who will see a story, either in a book or this or that, and they'll take all the plot points, and they'll just rewrite the shit. So essentially, you're utilizing somebody else's story as like a blueprint, and you're just rewriting the characters and the details. That's very common, and that's like a hush-hush thing no one ever points out, but yeah, it's noticeable. Anyway, long story short, I think that YouTube and YouTube Red has a lot of potential, and it could truly go somewhere, but we need creative content creators to make it go somewhere. And the best part is maybe people, in the YouTube community as viewers who also have talents can become a part of that. Or maybe it's just a stupid pipe dream, and I'll shut up and get back to my regular videos. With that said, I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions. And last and most importantly, massive thank you for all the support these last few years. I think it took us 3 years to hit 100,000 subscribers. I mean, that is incredible. I love it. I know, a few channels, definitely, probably a lot of channels made it there a lot faster. But I take pride in that. We don't, use some shady tactics here or slimy titles or scandalous shit. One day maybe we will. Maybe we'll have to. But until then, thanks for all the support, and I look forward to coming back here at the 200K mark and having another uplifting, hopefully closer to our Blizzard zombie apocalypse story. Let's do that. Come on. I'm already starting secretly. I'm already making the script. Thoughts and opinions in the comment box. I'm done talking. It's your turn. Subscribe now.